Price's Curtain Call. Well, welcome back to an actual interview here on Keith Price's Curtain Call. It's been a minute since I've done one. I haven't had a chance to really sit down with anybody. And it turns out now that I have had the opportunity to experience a couple of one-person shows over the last few weeks. And this is an opportunity for me now to sit down and chat with the star, the writer. I guess at some point, as you were going through this process, you were directing yourself until you found a director. Hend Ayoub. Again, I am going to say this because with all, I like to keep myself open. It's like, this is my first time actually talking to you. I've heard about you through your partner, but I never ever actually thought I knew who you were until I started looking at your reel. And then I was like, oh, I have seen her. Oh, I have seen her. And then it was sort of like I thought about your show in which we're talking about home, question mark, over at 59 East 59. And this is Hen's one-person show that she's written. This is actually, this is her East Coast premiere, because she just got back from doing it out in Frisco or San Francisco. So she had her West Coast premiere, and now this is her East Coast premiere of this piece. And it is a very personal piece, and it is a very, it was a very moving moment for me because it was helping me try to understand a situation that I've had, that as most average run-of-the-mill Americans don't know exactly what's happening in that part of the world, except for what they've been told or what's being presented to them in the mainstream media, which we now know is kind of flawed. So Hend is here. Let me give you a little more about Hend. I'm gonna talk a little more and then I'm gonna ask you questions, I swear, Hend. But for those who don't know Hend, like myself, she has played in several shows. Like I realized after seeing the clip from Transparent, oh, that's Hend. And then there's a clip from her from Homeland. Oh, that's Hend. And the story is basically about a Palestinian woman's journey to finding life, liberty, and her pursuit of happiness. And as an actor and as a performer here in the States and as well back home from where she is from, which is Israel. And the conflict, which I love so much now to understand better, is she's born in Israel. She grows up in Israel. She, happens to be Palestinian. But if you know the history, that kind of got occupied and it became a state. And her existence as a person or as a Palestinian has been challenged and questioned. And growing up living in that kind of environment, what I love is how you open the show with the innocence of children and how children don't have that gauge and they don't have that understanding. Is that exactly how it was for you in this show? First of all, welcome to the show. But again, was that what it was like for you? Because that's where it started for me, and then we'll talk more. I'm sorry. Welcome,
Yes,
Hannah.
well, thanks for having me. That was a great introduction. Thank you. Yes, it starts with children, and actually it ends with children. And
Right.
Children, they're our only hope. Because when you're a child, you don't know Arab, Jewish, other. You're just playing. It's your friend from
Yeah.
the neighborhood or from the building or your neighbor. So, yeah, so that's the reason it started. And I really wanted to start it at, I didn't want to do flashbacks and back and forth. It's just easy to follow the
The life
progression.
progression.
It gets older, like from age 5 to present day Hend. So you get to experience my whole life and what's it like growing up Palestinian, born and raised in Israel.
And what I found so fascinating, and this is what I was going to tell you off air, is that as I was watching the show, I was trying, in my mind, of course, as an African American, gay African American living in, the United States, looking at your story and recognizing that as marginalized people, we all have stories, but not knowing each other's marginalized experience, if that makes sense, And so as I was watching your thing, I kept thinking, where is it as a group of people that we see as marginalized together? where would I find a similarity? And it hit me because you talk about in your show about how difficult it was to be Palestinian. You were born in Israel, but that doesn't make you Israeli per se,
Mhm.
because that's a whole cultural thing. So there's that divide that's going on in your world. And then it's basically your home, and you're being told that you shouldn't be there. And as an African American and as an African American man,
Yeah.
especially, that's kind of how I feel here in America. And this is my home. This is supposed to be my home. And so when I saw that and I thought, how could I relate to this story on any level? And as I was watching and continued on, I was like, that's where the key is that it's when you say the question mark for home, it's like, where is your home? What is your home? How does your home get to be your home when you have all this craziness and unrest around it, as well as you trying to carve your way through as an artist, which is even, that's even a bigger mind blow for me because you're taking this time to use your art to express what's going on. And brava, sister. It's like, because I mean, what a task. What a task. So for you, what started this journey for you to want to tell your story? I mean, you like,
What inspired it? Do you really
yeah.
want a stripper I was bartending with? She was writing her memoir and she was printing out pages every shift and asking me to read to give her feedback because that would get her excited about continuing and making it better.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? If she can do it, maybe I should too. Because friends kept telling me you should write your stories, you should do a show. And she really inspired me, the truth. So I wrote her into the show as
Well,
a
I loved her. I was just, it's like, it's almost like your Gypsy Rose Lee moment. You know what I mean? She's your
yeah.
Miss Mazeppa. Um,
So that it really inspired it, but it's really the what fueled it. It's like three different things.
mhm.
It's partly I wanted to show a Palestinian without like in a human way, because
Right.
Americans just hear Palestinians and we're immediately just an other
Right.
you don't know anything about. And I'm like, well, why not show like a human story, my personal story? And share, my family and, bring my dead mother back to life and share stage with her because I play 25
Yep.
characters and
Yeah.
she's one of my like lead characters that people seem to love.
Hmm.
And it's like it's been amazing doing that. And because, just a Palestinian without the labels that they put on us and the
Right.
box they put us in. So that was part of it. And the other part was that all the Americans I've met
Hmm.
throughout all these years living here in the States,
Yeah.
nobody knew what is a Palestinian Israeli and what is a Palestinian who's a Israeli citizen.
Right.
They call it different names. We're like the Arab of 48, we're Arab Israelis, we're Palestinian Israelis. We have so many names, but Americans don't know anything about us, and we're 20% of Israel's population. So I thought, well, what a great way to just answer all these questions that I've
Yeah.
throughout the years in a fun way, And the third part was I was so tired of casting in Hollywood. And you know how they box us in? Like,
Yes, I kind of sort of do.
but in my case, because I'm a
Yes.
woman, I don't even get the terrorist who gets
Right.
a few lines. I'm the daughter of the
The
terrorist or the
terrorists.
wife of the terrorist, or the worst thing with time, the mother of the terrorist. I'm like, mother,
Excuse
how
me.
long? Yeah.
Excuse me. I
And they don't
can I
get
be a
any lines.
mastermind or something? Hello.
They just cry in Arabic, like just throw a few lines and nobody knows what I'm saying.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
like, no, we have people, we have history, we are humans.
Right.
So I wanted to share that.
Well, I love that because again, when you're talking about trying to tell your story, once you tell your story, you put a face, you put an identity, and especially for people like you said who know you, it must have been an interesting journey for them to walk into hearing all these, some of these stories. I'm sure you probably haven't ever told any of them,
Yeah.
but for having that unfold for them on stage and then having them come after you after. Because I, like I said, I watched and I thought I was trying to find myself of connection. And when I realized that it is as marginalized people, we are experiencing some of the similar things. It may not necessarily look the same, but it truly is the same. And to hear your story is just it was really beautiful. It was beautiful. And of course, I'm a comedian like your partner. And what the difference for me is that I find like when you do it as a comedian, you have a lot more room to mess up. You could just always break a fourth wall and have a moment and then
Yeah.
get back. But what you're doing is a lot more difficult, I find. And I guess that's through your training, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm an actress. It's all scripted. And as you said, it is universal. Anyone who's ever been othered can relate.
Yes.
And people, audience, afterwards tell me like they come in from different nationalities. It's a bunch of stories together. It's being an other, it's being an immigrant,
Right.
and also the struggle of that and what's that like. It's a
Mm.
bunch of so many themes that anyone can relate,
You
really.
know, and I'm a first generation American too. So when I see the immigrant aspect of it as well, it resonates on a different level because I will say I was very lucky because my parents were from Central America and they moved to the States in the 60s. So
Mm.
we kind of, and of course my last name is Price, so it's not something that was Latino enough to scare people. So I just kind of fell into the black category.
Yeah.
And so having to endure things from that place too, but also not forgetting that there's as that immigrant aspect. And I think one of the things that I found really fascinating is when you talked about going to Egypt to
Yeah.
act and being told that was I think that was really the trigger for me because I was like, I remember going on auditions being told I'm not black enough, and I'm going on auditions telling I'm not gay enough. Or too
Mhm.
gay or too black, one of the two. And I thought about you when you were in that moment talking about what was being what was being said to you by other Arab people
Mhm.
about who you were being Israeli and why you were there looking to
Not
act.
wanted there. And that's a moment that everybody's surprised, really. Like
Yes.
nobody knows about this. All they say is like, "Oh, you're Palestinians. You have so many Arab countries." No, they don't want us there. And also, in addition to that, I'm a Palestinian who's an Israeli citizen. So if I go there, they see me as an Israeli. So my log line really describes it all. In Israel, I'm Palestinian. In the Arab world, I'm Israeli. And in America, I'm an other. So it's like, where do you belong? When you belong nowhere and nobody wants you, really.
Hence the title, Home
Home.
question mark.
Yeah.
Mm. See how we get back to it. Um,
Yeah.
so Hend, tell me, when you I think when you talked, I was looking at your resume, and I don't know if you were on the particular time that I did see um, the Bengal at Tigers at the Bengals thing zoo with Robin Williams because that was when
Yeah.
my friend came to town and he wanted to see that play, and so we went to see that play. So I was like, oh, I might have seen you on Broadway too, but I don't think you were on, and I
Yeah.
don't remember if we even kept the flyer, but.
Yes,
What
yes.
what was that experience like being in that environment? Because I mean, you still had to be somewhere near Robin Williams at some point.
Yeah, yeah, we rehearsed. We were in the rehearsal room together. He's such an amazing guy and so humble.
Yeah.
Such a
And
beautiful soul, to see someone who's, a star and yet talks to you like a colleague and a friend. And yeah, it's been an amazing experience. It's been so wonderful to have also a Broadway credit. So,
it's just like, well, that's what we all want, darling. We all want
yeah.
that. So, but for you though, like you haven't really come back to the stage. It seems like, at least from what I saw in your resume, that this is really a big return for you for stage work.
I've
As
done some stage work. No, before that, I did First Down in the same theater, 59E59, and I
yeah,
did after that an
no, but
off-Broadway play called Nine Kinds of Silence. But yeah, and then I did also at Arena Stage. I did the big production of A Thousand
no,
Blood
that's right. Yeah.
Suns. It's been wonderful. But this is like my life story. So this is really exciting for me because I'm on stage the whole time and I
Yes, you
play
are.
characters, so
Like there's
I
those few
have all
moments
the
when
lines.
there's those few moments when you dip behind the thing to kind of do like a quick change for your mindset. It's like, is that where your moment when you kind of go, okay, next? Like you have that much. It's like it's such a quick between moments for you with these
Between moments.
characters.
Yeah, yeah. It is great. And it's also terrifying in the beginning because you don't have another partner actor to save you. You know
Nope.
those moments when you're on stage and like, what's my line?
What's my
And you
line?
look at them and they just throw you
They throw
something.
you something, they get you something around it, but you don't have that. So
I don't have,
that means, but see, this is the beautiful one, the one of the most beautiful things about having your own show like this is that we don't know what you're going to say.
right.
So as long as you stay in character, the words will come to you. So that's the best part. But even if not, I feel like you convey so much in those moments that you're able to. If you drop a line, I think we won't know, and I think you will still get the message across. That's what I think is a cool thing.
Yeah.
But wow, so let's we should take some time to talk about Dean because I don't ever get to talk about Dean, girl. Yeah, he's my other radio boyfriend. But
He says
I
hello, by the way.
Oh, I love Dean. So, but what I loved is that you talked about how he was encouraging you to do this as well.
Yeah.
What that must have taken a lot for him to say that to you, and it took must have taken a lot for you to take it to heart and actually do,
Yeah.
because that's your intimate partner now getting
So
all up in your business.
he's an amazing guy. Like he's an amazing
Yes.
partner. And he's been pushing me to write this
Hmm.
story for so many years. And I always would say, sure, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. But it was for this the stripper, the bartender, my fellow bartender. She was a sweetheart. I loved her so much. And it was her printing these, pages and me having to read them that pushed me. And finally I'm like, well, Dean has been saying that forever.
Okay.
Let me write it. So I was writing it, but it's been like such a long journey,
It
it takes
is.
time to put anything on stage. And, Dean is so, big in my life that I had to write him in because,
I kind of perked up. I was like, oh,
oh,
she brought her man into this. That's so cute.
yeah,
She's keeping this for real autobiographical, honey. That's what we're talking about. I love that for you. So at this point now, the show is going to be at 59 East 59. Make sure I tell everybody 59 East 59 until October 11th. So you've got a few more days. Well, see, you have a few more days as soon as I get this edited. You have a few more days to get a chance to see Hend do her stuff and tell her story. And I love, like I said, that I was able to still find something in it for me because again, not every story is for every person. And
Mhm.
so that is a for me, I think as the big black gay guy, that finding something even in your story that I know
Mm,
I found to relate is what makes me really love being able to tell people about this because again, if I can find something,
yeah.
there's got to be something in there for you as well. That's I mean,
I honestly think there's something for everyone. Anyone can relate just because there are so many themes in
right,
there. There's family, there's losing a loved, family member, there's
right.
humanity and childhood and languages and immigrants and being othered and like just and my mom who's like all about being independent and
Dependent.
strong and all that. So there's so many different, yeah, themes, and I think anyone can enjoy it and also learn while they enjoy it.
Yes.
So most of the audience would come out and say what I heard the most is thank you, I laughed, I cried, and I learned something new.
Yeah.
So it's like a mixture of
Well,
all.
and you know what? And as an artist, that's the best you can do. That's the most you can hope for.
Yeah.
And hope that it inspires.
Yeah.
Which, side note, I mean, I'm working on my own one person show as well. I was telling that to Dean. And what between you and like with Jeffrey Ross, I
Mhm.
found my happy medium place, I think, because I approach it as a comedian.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I built in my room for my fourth wall forgetfulness, because,
Yeah.
I did spend a lot of time in the 80s having a lot of fun. So, I want to hold myself together. But but I what I appreciated so much is when you get up there and you tell your story, how much you open yourself up to the world and how, you know, that's a very scary thing to do. And and again, you did it, and for me, you did it, and you taught me something, and you also did give me an opportunity to really connect.
Mm.
So I hope that whoever gets the chance to see this show, see Home question mark, a Palestinian's woman's journey, as a Palestinian's journey to life,
Women's
pursuit of
pursuit,
life,
life, liberty,
happiness, and wait,
liberty
pursuit
and
of life. Wait, damn it. I'm trying to. I'm see no paper. I'm trying to be all
It's the
professional and
American
stuff.
line. It's taken from the American.
Yes, life,
Yes,
liberty,
whole
and the
question
pursuit
mark. A
of
Palestinian
happiness.
woman's pursuit of life,
Life,
liberty,
liberty, and
and
pursuit of happiness.
yeah, yeah.
Wait,
That's the one.
pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness.
I
There we
think
go.
that whatever it would work. Yeah,
Well, you know what?
just come
Listen,
see the
if
show.
they're watching this on home on YouTube, the thing is scrolling across. You'll be able to find her.
Great.
Hend Ayoub, thank you so much for being ridiculous with me, and I hope you guys take an opportunity and see this show. Come see this show.
Yes, and we're sold out a lot of nights. But I
Yes.
want to say, if there's a night that you want to come, sometimes the day off they release a ticket or two, so you can still. And then there's
Mm.
like it's just a few shows that are sort
Yeah.
of sold out. But
Well, wait, girl, hold on.
next week have
Let's
some.
take a moment. Let's take a moment and go. I have a few shows that are sold out
Yeah, with that.
now, and a hair toss.
Yes.
Yay! Well, congratulations on all of this. And again, y'all check out Hend Ayoub. That's HenDAYOUB. hendayoub.com. Find everything about her there. And the show is called Home question mark, and it's over at 59 East 59. All right. Have a fabulous afternoon. Thank you so much for taking time with me, girl.
Thank
All
you.
right. And we will find some time to be back and do other things.